door in the tent. Now hear me. Abraham. So it was not just a geographical question to say, where is she? And Abraham said, behind the door. It's more than that. The true location of Sarah. Hear what she will say. As Abraham said, she's behind the door. God said, at this time, next year, she will conceive and have a son. Sarah laughed. Did she laugh out? She laughed where? Within herself. So that even if you are close to her, you will hear the laughter. Because what's going on inside you right now, anybody sitting by you doesn't know what's going on inside. She laughed within herself and said, I am old. My Lord is also old. That's where she called Abraham Lord. At least you do well in that one. And said, can this happen? And you know what God said? God said, why did Sarah laugh? You know, Abraham couldn't say a thing at that point because he didn't know the laughter. Only God could pick it. And Sarah said, I did not laugh. God said, you laughed. Is anything too hard for God? Now let's get this. When God said that, when we saw Sarah laughing, that was her true location. Where is Sarah? Sarah is where people laugh at what God says. That's her true location. When God was asking Adam, where art thou? Is it that he didn't know where he was? He knew. All right, let's see what we can lay hold on this afternoon. John 15. John 15. You are going to see that God's method for fruitfulness, after he blessed them and said, be fruitful, it was going to start happening by seeds. Adam will drop a seed in his wife. Kai, am I confusing you now? Am I confusing you? Okay, I'm going to come back to John 15 shortly. Go to 1 Peter 1 verse 23. Put down your legs, young boy. 1 Peter 1 verse 23. Are we there? First Peter, not First John. Did I say First John? Okay, First Peter 1 verse 23. Are you there? All right, read it again, my dear sister. Being what? Being born again by what? Not of the corruptible seed, but of the incorruptible seed, which is what? The word of God, which liveth and abideth forever. Now hold it there. So the word born comes both in the natural and in the spiritual. Every normal human being that is all over the world was born by the coming together of a man and a woman. Correct? Now, anywhere you also see somebody born again, some seed was dropped. Now, in the two births, natural and spiritual, seeds were involved. In natural birth, even though God blessed, Adam dropped seed in his wife. Are we together? That seed biologically is called what? Sperm. So a man sleeps with his wife, and drop seed. Are we together? Now, when God also wants to have more seed, more of his type, what does he do? He drops seed, which is what? The word of God that liveth and abideth forever. Now, are we together to that point? So, what is the agency for fruitfulness? Seed. Anytime you talk of harvest in the farm, what is the beginning of the harvest? There was a planting season where we planted seed. Is that clear? So, we can't talk of harvesting souls, having newborns spiritually when there is no seed planting. The word. So, never think without speaking the word, these things will happen. But come on with me. Let's understand. Being born again, not of what? Not of the corruptible seed. The human seed can be corrupted. But the word of God is God. You can't, it abides forever. It's the nature. Now, let's understand. Sometimes when a girl is pregnant and people are saying, who give you belly? And the girl no want to say, I don't know. People go say, let's wait. When there was no place for testing, doing DNA things, what do they say? They say, make we wait. Till he born. Then we go know who born her, who do this thing. That day, arguments go stop. Have you ever seen some babies? They look alike like the person who dropped the seed. So clear, you can't deny it. That Organa, you do this thing. That was the plan of God. That anytime the word of God is dropped in a person's life and the person is born again, we shouldn't be arguing who convert this person. It will show that God drops seed here. Because the nature of the seed dropper will grow out when the seed germinates. Am I with you to this point? Now, let's get this. Have you noticed that some of us resemble our parents very well? Sometimes even your voice sounds like your mama voice or your papa voice. That was what God intended, that anytime there is born again, the person will resemble God when born out. Unfortunately, born again today no resemble God. A devil for church. Because the law of reproduction from Genesis is what? Every living thing will give birth to its kind. Monkey can't be pregnant and deliver goat. Why should born again be giving birth to Christians who don't resemble Christ? It then means that Christ